It is Wrestle Kingdom season, everyone, and we got something to talk about. So I was originally going to cover both night one and night two of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom event. Then I opted to not because I don't really stay up that late for it, so I just decided to go for the best of moment format, best matches format. So night one had Kazuchika Okada taking on Will Ospreay in a special singles match with Bea Priestley at ringside. And the story contextual stuff is that at, at the A block of the G1 Climax of last year of 2020, because we want to remember that year already, Will Ospreay defeated Okada in their match after an interference from Bea Priestley, who made her debut there, and the returning young lion, Oka. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name wrong, but he decided to go, who was on an excursion at Revolution Pro Wrestling performing under the ring name Reito Khan. After the match, Ospreay attacked Okada, turning heel and officially severing his ties with, well, Chaos, which is a strange name for a good guy group. In a post-match interview, Ospreay announced he had left Chaos and formed a new group called the Empire. At Power Struggle, Okada defeated Great-O-Khan after their match, and afterwards, Ospreay challenged Okada to a match at Wrestle Kingdom, which Okada accepted. So this is where the match comes. So, yeah. One of the highlights of this match was the commentary. They really try to relay the whole continuity of the history of Will Ospreay's time with Chaos and his bond with Okada, and Bea Priestley making her debut after she had been released from AEW because one, they were paying her and she couldn't really work there because of the pandemic, and also probably because of the speaking out movement, because this exposed some stuff about Will Ospreay and Bea Priestley and their behavior in the British wrestling scene. And I've already covered that on Twitter, where I have said that the wrestling industry in the UK has been pretty much fractured for an entire generation or two. And they dedicated the show to Brody Lee, hallowed be his name. And they had a limited attendance plan for both nights at 20,000. However, they had to stop ticket sales due to tighter restrictions on larger scale events in Tokyo when the pandemic got worse because of New Year's coming. Whoop-dee. But yeah, safety first, everyone. Safety first. But this leads into their match, and let's go and cover this. So the commentary really helped. So I was a little confused, a little bit. I know there is a history of Okada and Ospreay, especially since they were partners in Chaos. But I was thinking to myself, it's like, but why are they bringing this up so much? They have to be building up to something with this, right? Than just reminding people of the golden days of Chaos. Still weird faction name. But one thing I did notice about Okada, and they mentioned this, does anyone else find it weird when he's not wrestling for the world title or when he doesn't have it around his waist? Yeah, even the commentators pointed out that Okada's trying to get away from that whole thing, trying to like be himself. That is honestly the problem with Okada as just a singles competitor. They built him up in this Rainmaker gimmick that he can't challenge for the IC title. He can't challenge for the US title. He can't challenge for any title that's not the world title. And this also serves as a reminder that, so the phrase that Triple H says, the guy makes the champion or the belt makes the guy, what if it was both? The belt made the guy, yet the guy also made the belt. Because there was this YouTuber who does wrestling analysis. I think his name was Forrest. I can't pronounce the last part of the name. He labeled I think he labeled Okada a walking belt, a belt on legs. That's essentially what he was, a belt on legs, because In the US, if Okada was not in Japan and he was somewhere else and he went with the Rainmaker gimmick and he won the title, had a huge run with it, but then people would say, okay, that was cool. You got great matches, quality storytelling there. What else you got? What's your character? Um, yeah, that's honestly the weirdness. What the hell is his character? Like, besides the Rainmaker, the franchise player. It'd be like if you stripped John Cena of what little personality he had during his 10-year run, when they stripped him down of all that edge he had, and you just left him as, oh, he just goes out there and does great matches. I get New Japan has a different storytelling structure. It's just weird a little bit to see just a wrestler when you have multiple personalities in the ring or involved. Like, I can look at Will Ospreay and I can get his character. He's a cocky, arrogant, traitorous son of a you know what, and he is so bloated in his ego that he thinks that he will ascend to godhood essentially by defeating the Rainmaker of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And what's Okada's character? Beyond just being the Rainmaker champ guy. I don't know. Now that could be because I don't watch New Japan religiously, but it's just it's just this weird thing I have. Like, I look at Okada, I'm like, oh, he's a superstar, but what's his character again? Whereas Osprey, I can get his character just from an image. Okada is, well, what's his character? I'm just confused about that. That's been my persistent annoyance with the Okada wrestler because he's a great, phenomenal wrestler. He had rightfully earned that 2-year run as champ, but it was like after that run was over, what can you do? What else can you do? You won't compete for the IC title because that would have really boosted it. You won't compete for the US title. You won't compete for the never open weight championship. What will you do? So that was when he did that experimentation phase where he kind of went a little loony and crazy and had dyed his hair red, had long trunks on. He ditched the Rainmaker stuff and was morphing into a character. Then he won the title back, and they were like, nah, just ditch all that stuff he had going for him. Like, I honestly thought they were going to go with him having a split personality attitude. That would have actually been interesting to see the Rainmaker split off with this fundamentally broken character who can't imagine. He was. But here's the thing: Okada can work a character. That was the best thing about Okada's character after he lost that title because that's how deeply it meant to him to lose that red ring, to lose against Omega, and to lose after a 2-year run as the world champ, as the franchise player, and they tossed him to the curb and gave the belt to Omega. He had a breakdown. He had a character. Then they got the title back on him, and his character just vanished again. He was just Okada, the Rainmaker. So, yeah. And, yeah, they tore the house down. Like, they were tearing it down. Like, as much as I have my opinions on Will Ospreay as a person, he is a phenomenal wrestler. And this whole Commonwealth Kingpin gimmick he's doing is honestly interesting to me. And here's the thing about Will Ospreay, like, the guy behind the characters is clearly terrible in certain aspects and ways I will not mention, but him as a wrestler, holy crap, there is no one like him in my honest eyes. Like, maybe Pac, but Osprey, but that's also a negative on that front because Osprey is so crazy in the ring that he will do suicidal stunts in order to get over, like twisting his neck in ways that should never be possible, and somehow wrestling the next night, and the next night, and the next night, and you're questioning how is he still alive and how did he make it this far? He's only been wrestling for 8 years to not going on 9. So, yeah. Yeah. So they were tearing the house down. A lot of people were saying this was a match of the year quality bout. Then the main event happened. We'll talk about that as we try to catch up with everything. But Ospreay and Okada were really good at this match. They have good chemistry in this. They've had matches before. This was an insane match, and you have Bea Priestley in the background stalking, and it's just insane how good this was, because I knew they could bring it. As much as I've said about Okada, he's a phenomenal wrestler. Like, he had proven to everyone for years now, he had rightfully earned to carry the Olympic torch before the pandemic hit, and then everything was ruined. And so on and so forth. But Ospreay really showed he can hang in the main event scene more than ever with this. Like, he was already proven he can hang in the main event just being the wrestler, but he has now a more bigger character, the Commonwealth Kingpin. And he's going for a lesser, I'm going to do something so insane that would probably question everyone's sanity and career profession stunts that he likes to do. He limited on that, but he still looked like he was trying his damnedest not to do that, to try and not do that because it was too tempting. And we got the Spanish Fly. We got him hitting Ospreay hitting the Rainmaker. I thought that was gonna be it. Like, and it ends with Okada getting the victory. And I was like, okay, I know Ospreay as a person is terrible, but from a long-term booking standpoint, since you clearly still want to invest in him and his faction, the Empire, wouldn't it have made sense for Ospreay to win this match from a booking long-term business standpoint? I was confused at that ending. I was like, why did Okada win? And then Okada revealed that he has a character underneath. Because there was moments where he just stares at Ospreay while he's barely moving, he's limping, he's throwing his arms weakly at Okada, trying to make some mark on him after the money clip submission move, which was weird. I never knew he did that. I don't know how long he started doing that. And I did love the haluva kick Ospreay delivered off the top turnbuckle. So I want to see Sami Zayn do that, please. But the thing I wanted to know about most is Okada. Like, I really actually wanted to see if Okada would go even further with his dark side. Like, I hope he actually one day turns heel. That would be the biggest upset in New Japan, probably. But to see the hero turn on them, like, when the pandemic's over, if it ever gets over, and everyone and the fans are allowed to come in droves, and Okada turns heel on everybody, betrays the foundation that was what he stood for what the Rainmaker was to them, and they're just tossing garbage in the ring. I like if they do that. But yeah, we saw that dark side to him, and I wanted to see him push it a little further, like be tempted to like he was clearly wanting to toy with him, but then the Rainmaker persona came back in and he was like, nope, I gotta finish this. Whereas he should have went out of the ring, grabbed his steel chair, raised it over Ospreay like he wants to strike him down with all your anger. Like the Palpatine is Luke is like Ospreay is both Vader and Palpatine to Okada's Luke, begging him to strike him down. And Okada throws the chair down, leaving Ospreay to get an opening on him, and the match resumes, and Okada wins honorably, but realizes he has that darkness in him that wants to come out and play. That would have actually really boosted the match more so than ever than it already had. But that's just my opinion on that. But this was an awesome match, and I can't wait to talk about the double champ match that happened. But that's for another video in WrestleVerse. So we'll see y'all again next time. This was Neo Reality, the WrestleVerse presents, and Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos in the description and in the names below. Oh, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and all that nonsense. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time. Peace.